G'day guys, welcome to another video. This one is a 12 by 12 layout, super simple. What I'm showing you is how I created the border. Now I'm not using heaps of different papers. I use Maggie Holmes Garden Party paper. There's as a background, but other than that, all I really do on this layout is use some distress inks. I used, not oxides. So I'm just cutting out a 1 1/4 border here, and there is some lead pencil on here, ignore that for a second. So I cut the center out, and then what I wanted to do, I'm just making sure the lead pencil's off, because if I don't, once the ink goes over it, you can't get rid of it. So there's the Maggie Holmes paper. I really love that paper for some reason. I know it's more cream than white, but because I do some effects around the border on this page, you don't really notice that it's white, believe it or not. It sort of helps it to stand out. So just bear with me, trust me, it works. Well, in my opinion, it works. So I apologize if you can hear the rain. We have got yet again another deluge upon us here in sunny Queensland. Oh, okay. I can't complain because we're not flooding compared to Victoria, New South Wales. At this stage, I think we're doing okay, but we have a low off the coast and it is just rain dumping, I think they call it. They called it rain bombing at one point. But to be fair, I've never heard that terminology ever in my life. But then again, hey, I never heard unprecedented either until we had a pandemic. So, all right, I'm just waffling while I get through and make this border what I want. So I want a 1/4 inch inside and out of the thick border, but I want them separated. So see how they're separate like that? I wanted them so I could decorate the thick piece, but leave the thin pieces white. Now, it did take a little bit of fiddling to get this to sit perfectly for me on the paper, but it's nothing too dramatic. It was actually okay. So I used my glue. I didn't try and do it with a tape runner because I figured that would honestly just end in tears. Sometimes I get these ideas for these different frames, and I really like, in my home, we have a very modern contemporary, sorry, not modern. We have a contemporary style, my husband and I, and that reflects sometimes in my scrapping as well, because I don't over fluff, I don't over embellish my things. So yeah. So here is where I come in, and I'm using my distress inks. I'm using scattered straw and tea dye is what I'm using. I'm just using a post-it note, and I'm just creating texture all around the edge. What I wanted to do with this page was I quite easily could have gone with the same colors that were in my daughter's outfit, but I wanted to bring the little yellow flowers, I wanted to highlight those in the Maggie Holmes paper. Not that you see a lot of it in the end, because I'm actually scrapping a, what is it, 6 by 6 photo, or is it 8 by 8? I think it's actually 8 by 8. So I've got one 8 by 8 photo and 2 4 by 4 photos, all going on the one page. So there's not really a lot of room for embellishment. Totally suits me down to a T. Dead set. Look at that hexagon that I cut out of my Teflon mat. That is funny. I'm not even kidding. I did it, and I was literally halfway through doing it, and I'm like, you tool, you didn't take the mat out again. So whoops. Now, I'm just going all the way around. I'm not really trying to make these even. I'm not trying to go a certain direction. As you can see here, I sort of flipped it around so it followed all the way around, if that makes sense. And now what I do is I bring in brown. Now I know, work with me here. This is called tea dye. This is the very first time. No, I used it in another layout this week. But I don't normally use brown very often in a layout, unless it's, you know, to do with chocolate or something like that. But it's not a color I reach for normally. So to use it, I thought, you know what, push yourself outside your boundaries. I wanted to create a layout that was flat. I'm thinking of adding some scrapbook pages that are on the flatter side rather than so bulked out with texture and bits and pieces. Because I think we all admit that, we'll all agree that albums are expensive. We want to get our memories on paper. We want to highlight beautiful photos that have been taken in snippets of our lives. And sometimes we have to sort of sit back and go, well, does it really need to be that thick and that bulky? I've done some pages that are unbelievably off the charts, and like way chunky, and they really do take up quite a bit of space. For anyone that's new to my channel, I have always used Creative Memories albums, and I have recently joined back up with Creative Memories in order to buy some more albums. What I have noticed by doing that, and they are an amazing product. It really is. I don't sell the stuff, I just purchase it for myself. But what I have really noticed since purchasing albums from years ago, now everything is separate. It's actually very, very expensive to scrap the way I scrap for YouTube and have all my layouts kept and stored in albums. So I am going to trial pulling a different album into the equation and see if I like how my pages sit in there, if I'm happy with it. If I'm not, I will let you know what I decide over time. But at the moment I have 2 Creative Memories albums that I did purchase and some pages, etc., so we can see how it all works. Now I've gone around and created this extra border. As you can see, I'm pulling yellow, the yellows out of the paper. That also helps me with the fact that my borders are white and the paper in the center, my background paper, is more of a cream. It's got more of a cream look to it, but it makes the border stand out even more, the white part of the border. So what I'm doing now is I've put all 3 sections back together so it's perfectly even. I'm just using my multi-purpose tool. That tool is, talk about Creative Memories, that one's a bomb. It is the best. I love that tool. This is actually my second one that I've ever bought because my other one died. My daughter actually broke the tip off it, and I like that real flexible tip right on the edge of it. So now what I'm doing is I'm just rummaging through my scrappy bits of foam, and I want to raise up this border. So I didn't want to raise it up too high. So this is just some craft foam that I get from Spotlight, and yeah, it's adhesive on one side, and to be honest, it's great, but it's getting expensive. I'm sorry, I just yawned. I apologize, that was so rude. I tried to move past that. I've woken up this morning. This is me going on a squirrel. Okay, I've woken up this morning and I have a couple of health issues that I deal with. And I've woken up this morning and my left hip, my left knee, my left ankle. Like seriously, couldn't have like chucked it over to the other leg. I can hardly walk. It's driving me crazy. So if you hear the chair squeaking, that's because I keep moving a little bit. So it's not hurting. I don't even know what I did, honestly. I had a really chill, relaxing day yesterday because it was pouring rain, and I just had a veg out day with my family, and so I don't even know what I did. Jeez, it hurts. So, other than the foam underneath, which is the really, really thin foam, it's barely 2 millimeters. That's under the yellow and brown border. Now, these photos, I could have gone down the path of blue to reflect her blue eyes, could have gone down the path of the stripes on her shirt. I could have done a watermelon color or a green or something along those lines. But I decided to go with yellow because there was yellow flowers in the background. You don't see many of the flowers once I put the photos on there, but it's just different. Like, sometimes we always look to our photos for the cue as to where to jump off. And I think sometimes we need to just go, you know what? I want it to be this color, and that's what I'm going to do it. And that's what I did with this page, and it works perfectly. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. So I'm using the stickers I just put down. They're called BASICGREY Acid Wash SOPHIE. That's what they're called. And these ones are the Thickers Happy Life stickers, the Paige Evans ones. I love these stickers. They are so good. They give you that. They're foam and they're fantastic. So the yellow ones, I bought those a lifetime ago. Easily 15 plus years ago. But believe it or not, I actually saw them the other day on, was it Amazon? Or it might have just been in a search when I was having a quick search and look and whatever for letters, just for something different. And I actually saw the BASICGREY Acid Wash stickers come up, and I thought, wow, okay, so what's old is new again. So I pulled them back out and went, I'll use them because I know if people look for them, they'll be able to find them. So the only thing I did do is I went over those stickers with glossy accents to make them more look like an enamel sticker. So it's, it adds the shine. I knew I didn't want splatters. I knew I didn't want enamel dots everywhere or anything like that because I think the photos tell the story. I did write her name up underneath one of the photos, and it's kind of, if you look at it up close, you can see that I've written on it, but from a distance it looks like there's no journaling on there at all. So I absolutely love how this turned out, and I'm really see how I put it just up and under, so it's just there. So then I went around and this is glossy accents, so there's no color, there's no anything. It's just leaving little glossy dots around the center, and it's enough that when you look at it in the photos, it's there, but it's not in your face. I'm not adding another color, I'm not adding anything extra, just the gloss. So, and I think that worked beautifully. So, time for a shameless plug. If you've watched this far in my video and you are not a subscriber yet, I would love to have you come on board. The reason I plug subscribing and liking is because the algorithm recognizes it as a way to promote my video to other people that like scrapbooking. So that is why I plug it. And also, if you hit the notification bell, you find out when I load up a video. I load 6 videos a week at minimum, and sometimes I chuck in some extras. So thank you so much for watching. I seriously appreciate each and every one of you. And to all my subscribers and my new subscribers, I do have a competition. Sorry, I'm not going to call it a competition. It's a giveaway. It's a giveaway, and it will be on the 6th of November. So information will be up in my Facebook group, and that will have a link in the description below. And yeah, So if you're an Aussie or a New Zealander, the giveaway is for you guys. So I'm sorry for everyone else. I apologize. I will do something for everybody at some point. No problem. Thank you so much for watching. I will chat to you again soon. Bye for now.